push yourself past, and then back off to that point where it's optimally sustainable.
That's what a lot of people do, isn't it? I mean, they party too much when they're in their 20s. They make a lot of mistakes.
It's what they're doing, and I would say in sort of a haphazard way, right? Because there's that instinct to go out there and do more,
right?
But it's unregulated, and it's not as self-conscious as it might be. It's good to know that it's good to think about that as a goal. It's like you're trying to discover what your limitations are when you're in your 20s, so that you can hit that edge, so that you can sustain yourself across the decades. And so, yeah, because you don't want to have too much fun, right? Too much fun takes you out. You don't want to be the oldest guy at the disco. It's not fun being the 40-year-old at the singles bar, precisely. So you want to make sure that what you're doing is age appropriate, and you want to push yourself in every direction that you can, but you should be doing that with an aim in mind. It's like you're trying to make yourself into a better and more competent person. And so some discipline along with the fun is a good idea. So to take care of yourself and the people around you, that's one of the things I recommended to people, and I've had quite a few people actually tell me that they've done this, interestingly enough. I said, well, one thing you could aim at, if you had any sense when you were young, is to be you could be the most reliable person at your father's funeral. And so I think that's a good challenge. And I had a bunch of people come up to me in this last tour and tell me that that's exactly what they did. These were often young guys, like before 20. Said, my dad died suddenly, or, he died after a year's illness, and it was just taking me out. And no wonder, I said, I was listening to your lectures. You said you want to be the most reliable person at the funeral because everyone else is grieving, and what the hell else are you going to do? He said, that's what they tried to do, and that got him through it. So, no, that's part of that, picking up that load as far as I'm concerned. You get a little self-respect out of that too, in a real sense, right? Because, you're this sort of sad, suffering creature that's capable of a fair bit of malevolence. But if you find out that you can carry a heavy load and take care of yourself and have a little left over for some other people, then you can wake up at 3 a.m. and think, well, man, I could be worse.